Thanks for joining us on the program, everyone. It's 2 years to the 2027 general election, but the political atmosphere in Nigeria is already supercharged. At the center of a growing controversy is Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and former Rivers State Governor Wike.
Unlike me.
In a recent media chat in Abuja, he declared his intent to lead President Tinubu's re-election campaign while still claiming PDP membership. That single statement has now triggered a torrent of reactions, from sharp rebukes by his party, the PDP, to condemnation by parties like the NNPP and even the CUPP and others who accuse him of being a saboteur of opposition unity. Is the opposition losing ground before the real contest even begins? Is Wike's influence exaggerated or underestimated? And what do these realignments and defections tell us about the future of multi-party democracy in Nigeria? Joining me for this pivotal conversation are two political analysts, Fabi Oladimeji and Dr. Yusuf Aron. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Beyond the Headlines. Well, let's begin with some excerpt from that particular interview, and we'll be right back for this conversation. Stay with us, everyone.
Go up now. 23. Did I not tell you I will not support their presidential candidate? Didn't I say so? I said on principle of equity and justice and fairness, the presidency should go to the south. If it does not go to the south, you cannot have national chairman at the same time. You therefore take one and give us one. Impurity. Because they were having a romance with the present government then, believing that Atiku will win. They said to hell. I said I was not going to support. So why did I not leave the party and join APC? Of all of us that time, as PDP governors today, as the so-called leaders today, who produced House Assembly, 100%. Who produced National Assembly, 100%. Who produced governor? Who? Ask them in their various states. How many senators do you have? How many assemblies do you have? Do you have a governor? No. Take for example, all these people shouting. I just give you some time. I came out. You have seen me here. I said I will support that. So I didn't say that. I didn't have these people. The way we won other elections, that's how we will win. Did you understand me? I'm not a liability. I'm an asset. Whether you agree or you don't agree, I'm an asset.
Well, let's begin with Dr. Yusuf. What's your initial reaction to the FCT minister's declaration that he will lead the president's re-election campaign while insisting he remains in the PDP? Dr. Yusuf.
Yes, it is raining here, so the volume is a bit low.
I'm asking what you make of his insistence of still being in the PDP and leading a campaign for Mr. President in 2027. Is that a signal of what some have called political audacity, or a reflection of opposition's status as we speak now in Nigeria?
So opposition in Nigeria is not usually based on ideology. They are just based on self-interest. And one of the most popular things in politics, especially in our country, is self-interest. And I'll give you a good example now. The current minister of the FCT, he talked about his predecessor, that is Rotimi Amechi, who was the Speaker of House of Assembly at the age of 34 years. And he has been governor also for 2 terms, speaker for 2 terms, minister for 2 terms, total of 24 years. Yet at the age of 60, he is saying that he is presidential ticket of APC, he has decided to support the opposition, or to now start to claim that he is an advocate for good governance. So what has he done for 24 years? This is a good example. And there are others. We look at Atiku Abubakar, who has been in opposition since 1992, who has been campaigning for presidency since 1992. And every time he doesn't get the ticket, he jumps to another party. So he is not even campaigning for good governance, or he's not having a fixed ideology. He's just after his also self-interest. Look at another example. That is Nasiru El-Rufai. Also, because he was not given a position, he jumped to become an advocate for good governance, condemning this government. He said it in Kaduna. He said it, oh, the president promised him a position in Kaduna to become a minister. But you've already been a minister, and you've been a 2 times governor. Then look at Peter Obi again. He's somebody whom there are still questions about how he ruled Anambra State for 2 terms. So most of these people in opposition, they are not there based on ideology. They are just there based on their self-interest. And if they want to even work in opposition, they should look at how the tenacity of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was in opposition, how he was able to sacrifice himself, sacrifice his own ambition to make sure there is unity and cohesion in the party. Many of them don't want to do that kind of thing. They are just there to what? To stand.
There's absolutely something to say about everyone in opposition right now. Just the same way Nigerians have a lot to say about even people in the ruling party. I'm sure you followed the conversation very closely ahead of 2023. But let's bring Mr. Oladimeji into this conversation. You heard the FCT minister describing himself as an asset and even dared the PDP to suspend him. What does this say about the state of party discipline and internal democracy in the PDP?
Hello, can you hear me?
Clearly I can.
Okay, if I got you, because it's very faint, and if I got you right, I think you said Minister Wike said something about party discipline. Am I right?
No, I was saying that he's described himself as an asset, and we've heard him even dare the PDP to suspend him. We haven't seen that happen. And I was asking what you think that says about the state of party discipline and internal democracy in the PDP.
Okay, now thank you very much for that. First, let me say that the problem of the opposition, the position they are today, is quite unfortunate because both the ruling party and the opposition have a duty, one singular duty, good to look for everyone, both in the ruling party and the opposition party. It's not about the common good of the people anymore, like we used to have in those days. As far as I know, Minister Wike is one of those who is contributing to the problem of PDP in Nigeria today. And then it's simply because you can ask a question, ask him a question. Why are you doing all of this? For who? There was a time one of his associates invited me to a meeting in his house. And he said he would like us to meet him. And I told him, I said, I'm going to ask him 2 questions. And one of the questions will be, all of this thing you are doing, this struggle for control of the PDP, struggle for power, who are you doing it for? Is it for himself or for somebody else? I'm a PDP member. So, and you wouldn't expect me to leave my party and go and work or vote for another party or any candidate from another party, which is exactly what Minister Wike is doing at the moment. Talk is usually cheap. He can tell us that he's an asset, but as far as many people in Nigeria, even beyond political party, they don't see him as an asset. When you get to a point that arrogance, lack of respect for authority has beclouded you, you see yourself differently, and that's exactly what Minister Wike is doing. And I wish him best of luck in this trajectory he's following. Now, but talking of party discipline, it's quite unfortunate
I have heard that position quite often, but some have also said that it's perhaps because of the of where he stands right now, if he was working for the PDP government, if he was a PDP president, perhaps the party would not have this kind of, objection to the way and manner, because this is who Wike has been even while he was governor in PDP, and your party did not have problems with that, at least not before the 2023 election.
No, let me tell you this. The truth is this: whenever a party is in government, the opposition are usually in this form. It took advantage of that. That's number one. Number two, as a man who believes he represents the good for his own party, you don't have to hide under the banner of the sitting president and be creating crisis for your own party. That's exactly what Minister Wike is doing. There's not anybody who will tell me that will change this position, because if it was truly a leader, it was truly the person he says like you said he is, he should have fought from the outside. He should have been fighting hiding under the banner of President Tinubu and be destroying his own home. So he's the only one who can explain why he's doing that. As far as I know, it's a bad taste in the mouth. And as far as I know, it's a liability, not an asset. For anybody, even for himself. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. All these things, and for me, I know even President Tinubu will not 100% trust him. He's just being used for what they want to use him for. And when he's spent, we know who President Tinubu is. He's a master of the game. He knows what he wants. President Tinubu is doing what he needs to do to secure his seat, to do whatever he wants to do. So anybody who makes himself available like Wike has done as a tool is left for him. As far as I know, it's never an asset to the PDP.
All right.
It claims of so many things he has done for the party. Some people equally did that before. They made that party a bride before he came to join. Why didn't he join other party from beginning? Why didn't he do that? So as far as I know, it doesn't add up for someone like me.
Mr. Latimeji, let's take a short break and we'll be right back to this conversation. Stay with us, everyone. Our attention is turned to opposition politics in Nigeria ahead of the 2027 elections. Thank you, gentlemen, for staying the course on the program. Dr. Yusuf, quick one. Let's talk about defections, because we've seen major defections in the past months from the PDP to the APC in states like Delta and a couple of other places. What does this say about opposition leadership? Or, is it, we have seen a lot of fluidity in politics in Nigeria. How easy it's been for politicians to move from one party to the other. But what is this movement saying specifically ahead of the 2027 elections?
So, to respond to what Mr. Oladimeji said about Nyesom Wike being the problem of PDP, I want to disagree. Because for several years, this same Nyesom Wike, who was the governor of Rivers State at that time, funded PDP. He funded PDP, and he funded PDP in all other parties where they didn't have governors. Where were the governors of PDP at that time? Where was Waziri Atiku Abubakar? Where was Tambuwal? Where was even this current Rotimi Amici, who is now romancing with PDP? So you cannot address politics in one angle or one side. You see, without caution, we have to look at things in broad perspective. Nyesom Wike paid the price. He has sacrificed a lot. And when he was ready to reap, he was what? He was betrayed. And instead of Waziri Atiku Abubakar with their team to what? To pacify him, they were throwing dust in his face. This is a man who put in a lot to PDP when there was what? Massive opposition. He was frustrated, and Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a master strategist, used the opportunity to woo Wike together with the other governors, whom they are called the G5. And I will say this secret today on TV, that the G5 was the playing game and was the turning point to hand over victory to Asiwaju Tinubu. Assuming Waziri Atiku Abubakar made use of this G5, he pacified them, he wooed them, he cut with them, he drew them closer to himself, he would have won this presidency in 2023. But he was not able to play the politics well. So we cannot just accuse Wike of doing this and that. This is a man who has sown a lot of seed and he was ready to harvest it to become the presidential candidate of PDP in 2023. But he was betrayed by the likes of Tambuwal, whom he also sponsored and who he has supported. When Tambuwal came out for election, for presidential election in Rivers State, he supported the same Tambuwal, but Tambuwal came out to betray him using ethnicity and religion. So Wike was, after the words, the concern that there should be a South-South presidency. And he said it that between Peter Obi and Tinubu, who had a likely chance to become the president of Nigeria, he cut with Tinubu. He said Tinubu has a more favorable chance. Because Peter Obi, he was banking more on religion also and ethnicity. And if you want to rule a country like Nigeria, which is cosmopolitan, you cannot be looking at religion and politics alone to win an election. You must be broad-based. You must reach across the line. You must be able to play your politics in a way that will be magnanimous to all, and it will also be strategic. And I think the only person who did this is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So now about the opposition in 2027, personally, and from facts available, I don't think they are ready to take over power. I just think they are playing around.
All
because
right.
Atiku is still mandating, is still insisting that he must run in 2027. Peter Obi is also insisting he must run in 2027. And there are other people who are coming out that they want to run.
Indeed.
So these people are not yet serious. If you want to win an election, you must be able to sacrifice your ambition. You must be able to come together. You must be able to form a strong opposition. I, as an individual, I want there to be opposition. But I want this opposition to be based on ideology, to be based on concepts and not on stomach infrastructure. Yes, Wike is now working with the APC because he sees that there is more prospects in it, and nobody can deny the fact that he is delivering in Abuja. He's doing a lot of infrastructure.
Let me bring
things which others couldn't do.
Let me bring Mr. Oladimeji into this conversation quickly, Dr. Yusuf. You heard him say that your party is not ready to win elections, but I want you to speak to what appears a disjointed opposition talking about a grand political coalition ahead of 2027. Do you see that materializing, or is the ruling APC already too far ahead in consolidating power?
Well, thank you very much. Before I go into this, let me quickly address some of the issues my brother there raised. Number one, I don't know which side of divide he belongs. I don't know whether he's a PDP member to be telling us who are PDP members what happened in PDP. I think he's misinformed. He doesn't even understand a lot of the dynamics in the party. First, let me correct all this impression he was trying to make. Wike did not fund any party. I sitting down here, was the first chief accountant of PDP. I know how party was funded, was being funded at that time. If he tells me Wike funded the party, I challenge that my brother to call Wike and tell Wike to produce the evidence of funding of the party. What Wike was doing was only funding his ambition, giving money to individuals that can advance his ambition. That's having said, let anybody be thinking about that. I won't say what. The secondly is the fact that they said Wike was angry because he was championing Southern agenda. What Southern agenda? Wike became what he's doing now. He came into what he's doing now after he lost the VP slot. He lost the primaries and he couldn't get that. Then he was always saying, before that one, he didn't say it was a, if Wike was genuine and for him it was a Southern agenda, why didn't he support Southeast candidate? Why didn't he support Peter Obi? So you can't come on national TV and be telling us our own story. You don't know our own story. You don't know it. It's just fallacy. And it's easy. It's good. Because I can see that from what the other gentleman is saying, I see where he belongs. And it's always easy like that. When do you see
the coalition? Do you see the coalition materializing ahead of 2027?
The coalition is going to materialize. We are seeing a repeat of 2015, and nobody can stop it.
But you had the PDP.
Even Mr. President cannot stop it.
But you had the PDP governors.
It's not the coalition of PDP. Listen,
you had the PDP governors say.
My line of thought.
Yeah, because I also want you to, because we have a limited time. I wanted us to get to the meat of the conversation.
You are making me lose my line of thought, and I'm not enjoying it. You have
Mr. Oladimeji,
let me answer you.
I think you should get the question first before you get agitated, so that you have an idea of the answer to give.
I am not getting agitated. I am only telling you that you are not letting me talk.
Well, you're not also hearing.
To come and talk.
You are not also hearing the question. The question is. You're not also hearing the question, because we're running out of time. The question really is, what do you make of a coalition at the time where PDP governors are saying they are not for it?
Let me tell you, for me, this coalition is not about PDP. This coalition is about Nigerians. It's not about Atiku. It's not about Peter Obi, and that's where some people get it wrong. It's about Nigeria. And I listened to the gentleman there saying they don't have ideology. What is the ideology of APC? What is it? You should tell me the ideology of APC that is in government today. None of these people are serious about this country. So as far as I know, the people that are driving the coalition know why they are driving it, and I see them succeeding. Because it's not about them. It's about the hungers that are killing Nigerians. It's about the insecurity. It's about the current situation of the country. So coalition is going to, because Nigerians are tired of the current leadership. That is exactly what I'm saying. So anybody can talk and say it's not going to work. Okay, we will see whether it's going to work or not. If it's not going to work, why is the APC jittery? Why are they poaching into PDP? And this is exactly what destroyed the First Republic. This is exactly what destroyed the Second Republic. This is exactly what killed PDP. Because as a party that controls number of states, you still want to do more? Yes, fine.
All right.
But in history, MPC died, that republic died, because MPC was controlling the entire northern hemisphere, and they still went to southwest to poach into southwest. That was what killed that republic. The same thing, MPN.
I hear you clearly, Mr. Oladimeji.
So for me, the coalition has come to stay. Is about the APC can continue to chase after elites, after the governors. They will see that some of these governors will not be able to direct where the election is going in 2027. So coalition has come to stay, and it's going to work. And right. Anybody likes say, let them talk about Atiku.
I believe you made your point abundantly clear. We have just about 2 more minutes. You heard the gentleman, Mr. Yusuf, that politicians lack ideology across party divide. And we've also seen elections in 2023, like you rightly postulated, that you can have the support of governors who are not able to deliver for you in elections. What does that mean for the APC ahead of 2027?
So, you see, election from experience is about strategy. It's about numbers. You see, election is not won on social media, and it's not even won on TV. And this is one thing the opposition need to learn. I will repeat it on national TV. I want there to be a formidable opposition, just as we have in other countries. In the UK, we have the Labour Party. We also have the other party. In US, we have the Democrats. We have the Republicans. In Nigeria, we should have 2 strong parties. So if it is APC, if it's PDP, or if it is Labour Party, but when you have fragmented parties, it's difficult to defeat a ruling party. Look at 2023. Look at the votes of Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar. If you combine them, they will have won the election. So we need to have a strong opposition. But now, I will repeat it on national TV, the opposition is not ready. If they are ready, they should unite. Look at what Asiwaju Tinubu did with Buhari. They came together, they merged to form APC. And Asiwaju submitted, he handed over his ambition. He even allowed a Christian, a pastor, to be the running mate. So you see, the opposition needs to get their
We're going to continue this conversation subsequently.
They need to work together, and they need to surrender their ambition.
Dr. Yusuf around, Mr. Fabi Oladimeji, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. That's our show today. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye.